Hello everyone, we're live. We're back. We're doing Arknights today. We're gonna look at this very well-made tier list. What's up, Frigid? How you doing, Mang? We are gonna open some Pokemon cards first though, because I did get Frostleaf and Executor in thumbnail. Yup. I think they were misclassed in that tier list. I do think Frostleaf is pretty weak, but she's not F tier, I don't think. But Executor, upon further examination, he does get better with his module, right? So that one's just in there in case people aren't thinking about the module, because I originally wasn't. I'm gonna be honest, right? Yeah, she does her job. I'm not gonna hate on her completely, but I do think she's kind of bad. I know you're a Frostleaf fan, so I apologize for what I'm saying, but oh, you saw the fate? Oh, of course you saw. You responded. The Mahjong Soul collab with Rin coming in. Oh, all right. Let me open these packs though before we get too. Actually, let me do that. Wait, I didn't do one of my recruits. Oopies. Why didn't I do one of my recruits? We'll see. Steward, get out of here, Mang. Orchid, of course.
Orchid, reporting in. Are you the doctor? Captain of Reserve Op Team A6, Orchid, reporting in. Are you the doctor?
What's up, Arcasia? Yeah, I think Frostleaf's okay for what she does. She's not the best, but there's not. I mean, low rarity wise, there's not that much of like chill and stuff, right? Or frost or whatever you want to call it, I guess. You know, someone said, oh, they won't put Ilya in again. They already did the Kill I Kill It. I remember. I don't know or play Fate, but these are two different Ilyas, so they still could. I thought they would though, right? Oh, this is there's multiple hold up. This is a Vulcan tag, right? Wait, we got a Vulcan tag. Interesting. I mean, I'm gonna run it, right? I think it is. Okay, if one of them dropped, I would have been furious. I would have been so freaking mad. It is a 5-star. I'm pretty sure this is Vulcan. Oh my god, we got a Vulcan. I think this is like P3 for me now. Holy shit. Holy shit, we managed to get a Vulcan. Truly one of the rarest operators. Oh. I switched tabs on accident, my bad. Vulcan. Oh, she's P. I thought I had her P3. I thought I already had her P2, right? Oh, yeah, I did. This is P3, duh. Wait. Huh? Yeah. Huh? Yeah. No? No. I'm so confused. Rain moment, truly. You should be paying better attention to tags, you guess? Been a while since you look at the tags each time you do recruits. Yeah. A survival defense is one of the few ones you have to memorize. Because it's like... It's the only way to guarantee her, I think. Maybe there's one other way. But that's the only one I can think of off the top of my head. Tomorrow they're having a meeting to discuss if your company keeps your contracts within the city. Oh, with the city. Good luck, Arcasia. Unless you want the company to fail, in which case, good luck, Arcasia. I don't know which side of the company you're on, if you like it or not. So, you know, it's always a situation. Let me go ahead and auto for this because we're not planning on using sanity today because we're gonna be reviewing the very top tier what's it called, right? But aside from that, we're gonna be opening a few Pokemon packs. So this Surging Sparks building battle came in, so we're gonna be opening that.
Picked out your bait yet?
It comes with question mark. I haven't actually opened it. I opened the packaging, but I haven't actually looked in it yet.
Pass on your last word.
Okay, so this is just like how to. Oh shit! This is the card list. If you're trying to collect it all, I don't know if I'm trying to do all that. Surging Sparks are pretty hard to come by, from my understanding. So
You can go do something else.
there, we got a Magneton deck. It's a 40 card deck. So it's not actually a full deck, because a full deck is 60. So we're gonna have to add cards to it. And to help us do that, it came with 4 packs. So we have 4 Surging Sparks with us today. Your impound all is such a cushy sight, so you hope you don't lose it. Oop. Good luck. Alright. So, first Surging Spark pack. Here we go. Pack number 1. Put that aside. Alright, we got a Togetic. Let it focus. Camera, please. You're killing me. There we go. Maybe. Perchance. Togetic. Sizzlipede. Bronzor. Oh. Applin. Is this like a... It's like a real apple. Kind of. It's supposed to be like real life, right? Let me move a little closer. Let's if it'll focus. Please, camera, work with me. There we go. It's like an IRL shot rather than like a, you know. Clement's Quick Wit. We got a Tauros, a Deduction Kit, Shinotic. I don't know how to pronounce his name. Shinotic, Cyrano, a Gouging Fire, and a basic Grass. Well, we're looking for electrics for that deck, right? I'm assuming. We didn't get an electric type in there, unfortunately. The Wigglytuff one isn't a real card. That's Pokemon Pocket only, I'm pretty sure. What's up, Diego?
You ran into me. Spring breeze.
We stay to see where wife lands, but sleep you can't beat. Wife? Huh? Wife lands?
How soon do you
We
want
have
them
a
gone?
Trudel, a Rufflet, a Gimmighoul, a Glimet, an Indeedee, Duskball, Armarouge, Flathawk, Mankey, and an Eternatus. Okay. Oh, tier list day. Right. Nothing for an electric deck in there, I think. Unfortunately. Okay. We will crack an additional journey together after I crack all these packs, because I am going to open all these packs first, Diego. Okay. We got a Duraludon. There is an Archaludon deck that's pretty meta right now, I think. But I don't think this is the right Duraludon for that deck. Meryl, Grober, Quaxley, Altaria, Braviary, Babiri, Execute, Dialga. Ooh, fancy. But it is not an electric Pokemon, so I don't know if it fits in my deck. Oh, we got a Durant. We got a silly ant. You missed Fairy type? That was a very brief period of time, though. Right? That was like 1 gen. I know it was a thing, but it was like a single gen. Right? It was XY era. I think balancing was just too much of an issue with adding the extra typing.
No.
I'm just gonna sleeve this real quick and set it aside. Smile.
Better watch your step.
Okay. Last Surging Sparks.
This will keep you quiet.
All right.
Spring breeze.
Surely we'll hit something big, right?
Now we sow.
Surely we hit something big here.
It's your unlucky day.
Okay.
You can go do something else.
Togetic, Sizzlipede, Bronzor, another Applin, Jasmine's Gaze, Registeel, Espathra. Dude, the Espathra EX deck, where it tears into grass, is so funny. It's so toxic. I think it's rotated though. Tapu Koko, Crocolore, Iron Crown. Maybe the Tapu Koko fits in the electric deck, right? It would make sense. It would make sense. Because we did get the Magneton deck out of this, right? I'll open and go through that some other time, though. Because I know I gotta open one of these Journey Togethers. You did redeem a Cracker Pack, but I also got this Luxury Ball. There are 3 packs in here. I do not know what packs are in this at the moment. I undid the packaging, but I haven't opened it. So, let's learn together if we got something. I don't know what packs are good. I don't know what are chase cards in any of the older packs. I barely know what the chase cards are in the current packs, right?
It's your
So we got a coin. One silly little coin.
Don't waste too much
Let me put this luxury ball aside. Okay. We have a Chilling Rain. We have a Fusion Strike.
On your last words? No.
And we have Evolving Skies.
Picked out
I
your
don't
bait
know
yet?
which one of these, or if any of these packs are like giga good or anything, but we're gonna open them all. I don't believe in not opening your packs.
Spring breeze, timely rain.
They're kind of scrunched up, so I just have to hope the cards themselves aren't damaged, right? So this is Sword and Shield, Chilling Rain.
You can go do something else.
We need the Mew. What Mew? Huh? Oh, the packs. Oh, hold up. Can we do a pack trick with these? So I think we pull out the code card, and then it's what, 1, 2, 3, 4. I think that's what people do. I think that's what people do. Okay, I think I did it right. Because we have the energy in the front. So our hit should be the very last card now. Good old focus, please. Chestplate. Caitlyn. She's cute. Kakuna. Snowrun. Weedle. Cast Form. Ooh, this is cute. Weather Reader. Quillfish. Of Routes. An Impact Energy. Oh, we got something in here. We got something. We got... Ooh, we got a Celebi V. I don't know if this is good, but I like Celebi. I'm okay with getting a Celebi. Hell yeah.
Even a factory machine can bite your finger right off.
Let me go ahead and sleeve that now. All right, we got a Celebi V.
You can't hide your fear.
Very nice. All right, let's open this Fusion Strike.
Will keep you quiet.
The Mew is in the Fusion Strike. Okay,
Breeze, timely rain.
so we open it.
Now we sowed.
Who says there's always a countdown?
We pulled a code card.
How soon do you want them gone?
1, 2, 3, 4. And so energy should be in the front. Another dark energy. Lovely. Delcatty. Focus. Darkrai,
しばし待て。
Crocodile,
もうすぐ完成じゃ。
Slugma, Skitty, Phalanx, Choodle, Volibee, Judge. Oh, we got another V card. What did we get? Oh boy.
何を作ったものか。
We got an Appleton V. Slugma Energy. No! Look at it. That's pretty cool.
食材を数回に分
An
けて
Appleton V. We did not finish that tier list. We only went through 3 of the fucking classes, Gopnik. We only went through 3 classes that stream.
さて何を作っ
So far, these packs have been pretty nice to me, right? I don't know if these are hits, but I like them. They're hits to me. And then, the Evolving Skies.
Your face
Yeah, there was a
just
lot to
now,
talk about
it
those
seems
that tier list,
proposal
Gopnik.
that
So,
put together is indeed true.
Rayquaza, please. This guy. Okay. So, code card. 1, 2, 3, 4. These cards are like slightly bent, which is a little annoying. Like they're bent. Okay. Grass. Rescue Carrier. Boost Shake. Ribombee. Eevee. Cutiefly. Pikachu. Applin. Lillipup. Lucky Ice Pop. And a Flapple. Looks like we didn't get any hits there. But it's Pikachu! Can't go wrong with Pikachu. Okay. Lucky Ice Pop. Heal 20 from active. If you have healed any damage for the coin. If heads, put the Ice Pop in hand instead of discard. Interesting. It's a heal you can recycle? Interesting. Alright, and then let's open that journey together. What was the third class? I think the third class we ended on was Defenders, right? We did Vanguard, Guard, Defender. Alright, and then the spare journey together that you redeemed. I didn't forget, don't worry, Diego. So the order sets had like pack trick where you had to like move the packs around or like the cards around to like have the chase card be last, but they changed it for the newer sets, right? Sprigatito, Grandpa, Durant. Didn't we get a Durant EX? Durant, Morgrim, Reggie Ice, Hops Cramorant. This is good if I want to build the Hops deck, right? I'm going to put that one to the side, actually, because I do want to kind of build the Hops deck. Octillery, Pupitar, Lily's Cutiefly. I haven't actually looked into the Lily's deck, but it seems interesting. Wailord, Steel. Okay. I'm glad I got a Cramorant. I don't think you need that many Cramorants for the deck, but you know, I'll take the Cramorant. I do need to look into the Lily's deck though. Regias has a cool cry in the anime. Okay. So yeah, out of those packs today, this is what we hit, right? I'm happy with the Celebi though. I'm gonna be honest, I kind of like the Celebi a lot. All right. Now that that's done, we unfortunately have a tier list to look at. Unfortunately. Oh god, we're about to traumatize ourselves, I'm sure. Let me just redeem a little bit here and there before we get into it. What do we want as background music? Is this what we want as background music? We're only gonna get through 2 classes today, aren't we? I have no clue how many classes we're gonna get through, to be honest. We're gonna figure it out live together. How far we get. You have to see the VOD for it? Alright, man. Catch you later. Actually, I do want to look up those cards real quick. Let me just look up this. What set was that? Oh shit, I don't even know what set these were. It wasn't the Evolving Skies. Which one did we get out of? Where did we get the Celebi? Do y'all remember? I don't remember. Which one did we get the Celebi out of? One of them was Fusion Strike and one of them was Chilling Rain, I think, right? I think the first one we opened was Chilling Rain. Chilling Rain Celebi EX. Oh. It ain't much, but it's mine. Oh, it's not EX, it's a V. I'm so used to putting EX because I'm used to seeing EX cards, but it's a Celebi V. I'll just stick that in my collection for sure, though. And then Fusion Strike. I doubt this other one was worth anything, but it's mine. Apple Ton V. Naruhodo. They're about what I thought, like $1 each, at most. But I do like the look of the Celebi. That's going in the binder. Alrighty though. Let's pull up the tier list. The unfortunate tier list. Alright. Last we were here, we looked at defenders. So we gotta look at snipers next. Do we want to start from the bottom or the top of the tier list? We were starting from the top before. But we could start from the bottom of the tier list and work our way up. Now we'll just keep going with the top, I think. All right. Well, we knew who was going to be EX tier, right? We kind of knew Wizardo was going to be up there. I think if anyone tried to say Wizardo wasn't going to be up there, they are coping hard as fuck. I don't know what about, but they are coping. Ray is S+. I don't have Ray. I wish I had a Ray. So unfortunately, I don't have enough information to say if this is where she should be, but I have heard very good things about her strength. Wiz is F tier. She ruins the game. Stay mad. That's all I gotta say about that one. Stay mad, buddy. Okay. So, yeah, I don't know enough about Ray. I wish I did know more about Ray, but I don't own her. But like I said, I've heard very good things about Ray. So, she's probably where she's supposed to be. S tier. Narantuya. I thought Narantuya was stronger though. Narantuya is not as good as Ray. I've only heard like very, very good things about Narantuya. I've heard more about Narantuya than I've heard about Ray. So I thought she would be higher. But she's placed on the same tier as Chakan. I am a Chen fan, so I'm glad to see Chakan up here. I don't use her as much, to be honest. But I'm sure she could probably still perform. Typically when I use her now, though, it's just an IS, right? To cheat ammo on Wizardo. I'm gonna be honest. Naruto is perhaps a step behind Ray, but definitely buffed 3 here. Really? I think Poziemka has like giga high potential of being like super good. But she just requires more like setup. So it's a little harder to make use of her properly, right? And if like the tiles don't line up well, you can't like fully make use of, you know, her and the typewriter, which can complicate using her. But I do think Poziemka is super strong. I don't have Narantia, like I said, so I can't properly assess the strength of Narantia. But I've only ever heard good things about her. Like more so than Ray. Hi Fondo, I think this is probably right. I would probably say Typhon is at least as strong as Poziemka. Naruto just works too well. I see. She does a lot of damage fast. She hits out DPS even against 1.2k defense. Yeah, with her active skill, like she can really fucking do a lot, right? Hold up, let me move something. There. With her active skill, she can do like a shit ton. Like I think it's her skill 3 where like it like does an AoE whenever it like hits and when it comes back, I think. But sorry, I spilled something a little bit. Oh, it's okay though, because I spilled it somewhere safe. Because I thought it would happen. It's wiped up. We're good now. Oh, Consto, thanks for the resub. How you doing, Mang? Welcome, welcome, welcome. Schwarz is better than Posey. You're tired of seeing people diss your girl. I'm not saying Schwarz is bad, but I don't know if I'd say she's better than Poziemka. I'm gonna be honest, man. I think Schwarz has her place, but I just don't know if it's. I don't know. Oh, yo, Frigid, thanks for the resub. Goddamn. Wait, did you just resub for 12 months at tier 3? Jesus Christ. A few more months for 4 years. Yup. Just 3 more. My God. I appreciate the resub, man. What the hell? I thank you for your continued support, sir. Alright. Shores and Rosa. Rosa is right under here, really. Was it time for the 6 months reset? Mayhaps. Do you think Poziemka is overrated as fuck? I think her potential is like giga high though, right, Consto? Obviously, like, if the tile set doesn't work for her very well, then she loses value. I'm not going to argue that, right? But the tier list did say it was it's rating the units off of the ceiling of what the unit can do, right? Exia should definitely be somewhere in S tier, in my opinion, because she does her job very well, which is shoot down the flying drones. But, you know, we've previously said this tier list is clearly wrong. This tier list doesn't follow their own rules, in my opinion. And the rule was they are rating the units based off the ceiling a general player can get out of the unit. Yeah, an average player is going to get way more out of Exia than Schwarz, right? You should love yourself very much, Vayne. I had to stop myself from saying certain things. Okay. Schwarz, right below Poziemka, Typhon, Chakan, and Naruto. Oh, sorry. This tier, as much as I love Chen, I don't know if she's actually S tier. I might put her in S minus, but I don't know if she's truly an S tier. Because, like, if I compare her to Typhon, hold up. General player use. I guess if a general player had shotgun and they didn't have these units, they would. I think people would get more use out of shotgun than Posey in general, also though, right? I think Posey is extremely strong. Okay, maybe she does fit an S. Posture check. I was slouched a little bit. I ain't gonna lie. But yeah, maybe I'm saying this as a Chen fan, mind you. You know, so like, I feel like Typhon gets more than Chakan does. but I do think shotgun is probably around the same as Posey. Posey obviously is gonna boss kill like super giga well, but Chen's like just mob clearing I think is probably better. I'm not sure if I like Typhon and Shotgun on the same tier, but I'm okay with Poziemka and Shotgun on the same tier. I feel like Typhon could probably... I guess if you compare Typhon to Narantia though, I can't move Typhon up if I'm not going to move Narantia up probably. And from what I'm hearing, Ray is better than Narantia. But I've heard way more about Narantia. But y'all are saying that Ray is better than Narantia. Posey drops at higher defense, even with Sniper Rider, so you turn to Schwarz. If Schwarz can't do it, you turn to Ray. Wiz. Poziemka is just flexible. This tier list is rating the units off of the ceiling a general user is going to get out of them, right? So a general user is probably not going to bring Schwarz to every map, I feel like. I feel like Schwarz is like you bring her in for the boss fight and then you bench her, and you bring her in for the boss fight and then you bench her. So maybe that's the logic of putting Schwarz in S-. But my next question is Rosa that good to be an S- in the same tier as fucking Schwarz? No one and their mother uses Rosa from like my understanding. Like in theory, with her mod, she can do like really good work, right? At least that's what I hear. I don't have her mod, and I've never seen it in use. So I can't properly assess this. But I just feel like Rosa may be getting overvalued a little. I think Rosa's okay, but I don't know if she deserves to be in the S tiers. Rosa is situationally better than Typhon at times. I don't know about all that. I don't know about all that. Maybe if you really need to bind? But like, I would probably bring someone else for the bind if I needed to bind rather than Rosa. I don't know. I don't know. I could see Schwarz being one tier higher along with Steez, right? Because I do agree, Schwarz is really good at her job, right? If you need to kill a fucking boss, Schwarz is gonna fucking be there for you. But I'm probably okay with her being where she is also. Because I don't think people are gonna use her that much until they get to a boss fight. Like she just stays on the bench. Because like she is too much. Rosa's really easy to use though. Yeah, but like even when Rosa was out and Typhon wasn't, I don't feel like I've ever seen people use Rosa. I only saw her come out in very specific uses. Right? Like I pulled her out against what boss was it with the ship? He was on the fucking boat. Like I pulled her out on that. But it wasn't really for damage. It was just for the bind. She was permanently on your squads? Really? Stolt Farah? Maybe. Maybe. My memory's really bad, so I can't quite remember. I just remember it was a guy on a big ass fucking boat. And then he would like do laps. I think he had an anchor. And if you killed the boat, he would land on the ground and fucking fuck you up. I remember that much. And then he would like lock on a unit and just like gun go burr. Yeah, yeah, that's the one. Pancho. Yeah. That's the one. The one with the water tiles. Exia gets put in A. I think general usage wise, Exia is gonna be like at least S-. Her ceiling is not that great. And we can't look at her upcoming module, right? Because it's not out yet. But like, I don't know. A general player is gonna get a shit ton of views out of Exia. Exia carried me through like all of the beginning of Arknights, right? Like, Exia, I don't know. This feels like disrespect. She's above Ashe, that's all that matters. I agree, because as much as I use Ashe, like after Ashe came out, I used Ashe way more than Exia. I liked Exia more. Ashe was only nice because you could control when she activates. Exia, you need to like time her shit, right? Technically, a general player isn't gonna have any 6 stars, right? I don't think so. And especially because Exia's on the beginner banner, right? And in recruits. Well, Ashe doesn't exist anymore. Not really. Like, if you don't have it, you're fucked. Fiametta. I think Fiametta in A is probably... Oh, sorry, A+ is probably right. I like Fiametta and all. But I like 4-star on my teams when I want to use her. I'm just like, I'm gonna use Fiametta today, and she's just there, fucking shooting away, and she's just there doing the wave clearing essentially, right? You can get a lot of use out of her. I'm not saying she's bad, right? But I think A+ is probably fine for her. I don't know how I feel about Exia not being an S, or like S- at least. I think Exia's giga good. They put Ashe all by herself in A tier. That's crazy. By herself? No one else is in this tier? Alright. We'll keep going down, right? Ashe's ceiling is higher than everyone else on the list, is what they're saying here. Sure. I do agree Exia is better than Ashe. Wow, Archetto. I think I probably would have put Archetto on the same tier as Ashe, I feel like. And then regular W A-. Who uses regular W? Really? Is her ceiling so high she gets an A-? That's crazy as 5 stars? Yeah. Don't worry, we haven't seen any 5 stars yet. And I don't think that's correct. There should be some 5 stars up here, I think. Don't worry. I haven't. We'll get on that when we get there. I feel like W ceiling? W ceiling. Let me recheck W's skill 3. Let me recheck W's skill 3. How good is her skill 3? Place bombs on up to 4 enemies within attack range, prioritizing enemies with the highest HP. After a delay, the bombs will detonate, each dealing 310% attack as physical damage to nearby enemies and stunning them for 5 seconds. No blue poison in A tier. Exploding this tier with your mind right now. Yeah, this tier list is flawless, right, Autumn? It's a great tier list. I see no problem. Smile. How you doing? I didn't make this. I just want to make sure you're aware. I didn't make this shit. I don't know if W gets that much use, especially with how high things have scaled lately. I don't know where I would put W, but I think Archetto probably gets more than W. You remember when people would argue BP over Exia? I remember that shit at the start of the game. and it drove me insane. It's like just fucking pure cope. That's just pure fucking cope. Don't get me started about fucking Platinum versus Jessica. Don't make me do that shit again. Yeah, I don't know if I would put W up here though. I don't know where I would put her, but I don't feel like she's on the same tier as Archetto. And I think Archetto is probably at least the same tier as Ash. She does arts. Yeah, like fucking okay, buddy. Like, you know who else does arts? Amiya. She came free with your Xbox, bro. And she actually does arts, not fucking chip damage arts. Alright. Rose Montes B+ is crazy. Even people who were like, oh yes, Rose Montes is good, didn't use Rose Montes. So saying Rose Montes B+ is kind of insane to me. People shit on Rose Montes when she released. Like, you're telling me you think Rose Montes is supposed to be B+? I think that's Giga Cope. I think that's Giga Cope, bro. Oh, it's what the Rose Montes AI could do. The boss Rose Montes. The boss Rose Montes was pretty strong, right? So that's what they were rating her off. That makes so much sense why she's up here now. Yeah, I don't know about all that, dog. Like this is not the right place for Rose Montes. She should you know, take a few steps down, I think. This is pissing you off? Am I wrong? Okay, Fartooth. I thought Fartooth was really strong. I don't have Fartooth. But I thought Fartooth was good. I thought I would see Fartooth earlier. At least on the same tier as W, right? More people make use of Fartooth than W, I feel like. Not Wizardel, mind you. W, right? Fartooth, less potential than W. That doesn't sound right. These being the top 4 5-stars is ludicrous. I probably agree. Rosemont's probably been Fartooth, even pre-IS mod. The tier list said we're not looking at like game mode specific stuff. That was in their runes. Rules. Cartoon's way too situational. Really get that range? Really? Because I feel like people would try and justify Fartooth with the same logic they used for Ifrit, if you know what I mean. Oh, you know, if she's hitting one tile, she's doing her job really well. No, she's fucking not, but... What's up, Gravity? But yeah, I don't have Fartooth, so I've never used her really. I think I borrowed her once or twice, so I can't properly assess how strong she is. Cold Shot / Ray killed Fartooth. I see. Ray was giga good from what I hear though. I do wish I had her. Grey to Lightning Bear. We see Grey as the first 5-star. Obviously, like, the 5 stars might not necessarily be in the order they're saying the ceiling is, but this is the first 5-star we see, right? Grey to Lightning Bear. What does this man do? This man is also a flinger, right? Is Grey good? Let me go look him up. Greyy Alter and B+ soothes your mind at least. You put him A- personally. I've never seen this man in action. I think I pulled him more recently. I didn't even have him before. So I genuinely have no thoughts. So let's read his shit. Attacks deal 2 instances of... Okay, he's normal flinger shit. Got it. Attacks have a 40% chance to slow the target for 2 seconds. Slowing. Okay. Slowing's not bad, I guess. Skill 1 seems pretty meh. Skill 2, the skill 1's just like attack and attack speed, right? It can be good, right? Sometimes you just need the attack and attack speed. I'm not gonna argue that, but like it's not doing anything necessarily, right? Skill 2 fires a lightning ball towards the target's position that lasts for 12 seconds. Every 1.5 seconds, the lightning ball deals 130% attack as arts damage. Oh, so he does arts damage. That does add some interesting aspects to him, I think, right? To all nearby enemies, and has 40% chance to slow them for 1.6 seconds. I think this is pretty interesting. I didn't know he did that. Okay, I can see him being kind of good. This could be useful. Does the lightning ball deal damage to aerial units? Because flingers can't normally hit air, right? How's the targeting on this work? Fires lightning ball towards target position. So can you... This is a manual activation trigger, right? So if you activate it, will it go towards a flying unit? Or does it still have to target a ground unit? And then once it's there, can it hit an air unit? I don't know. Only grounded is a real flinger through and through. Got it. I guess that's still fine. I think the fact that it brings arts damage is pretty interesting. Okay. Okay. I can see him being pretty good. And I think Rosemontis probably does at least as much as him. So them being on the same tier is probably fine. April. I've only ever heard good things about April. I think it's fine. Cruz. I've only heard and used Cruz. And she's, you know, done very good things for me. I think Cruz Alter is one of, like, genuinely one of the best alters. For, like low rarity alters, that is, right? Like, she does her job so well. And it's kind of shocking, in my opinion. Firewatch. I am surprised Firewatch is up here. I didn't know Firewatch could keep up with the current enemies. Yeah, I'm shocked she's up here. What's her module? Because her module must be doing something for her. If the attacked enemy remains alive, gain 1 additional SP. Interesting. So she attacks and they're not dead. She batteries herself. I think even if we just look at her for her stealth, there's no way she's supposed to be up here. April, maybe. April might be overrated, like or overvalued or whatever. You know, she might not be supposed to be in like B+. I might agree with that because even with her being invis, I don't think I use her that often, right? There's some situations where I have put her out and she does really well, but like in general, it's like I don't really use her. You're honestly a little confused by this list rule of judging operators based on the ceiling potential of general players. I agree, Autumn. I think the tier list breaks their own rules multiple times within this tier list. Because this is not... I don't think this is my own bias coming through. Because I re-rolled on day 1 of Arknights to get a starting account that got Exia and Siege. So maybe it's biased, but I think Exia is at least an S-. Because Exia is going to do everything you need her to do for a very long time. Even now, I think you could probably justify using Exia in some situations. Like, I don't think she's fallen off a cliff. If you need to kill, like, drones and stuff, Exia is going to do her job really well. Unless it's, like, a drone that has, like, a gazillion defense for some fucking reason. Which is becoming more and more common, it feels like. But I think Exia has to be an at least S-. Literally, EX is the name. Okay, buddy. So, like, I think this they're not following their own rules. Very much so. I mentioned it last time we looked at this tier list, but Ponsyrus is the definition of what they said C- is. Because Ponsyrus is doing the bare minimum to do her job and not get fired in Annihilation. Exia is also flexible with buffs, but it's just buff Exia in a world with Ray and Wiz, yeah. But I'm not even looking at her buff necessarily, right? Like if we were gonna talk about like, oh, you know, modules and stuff, like her upcoming module is really good, I think, right? Yeah, I wouldn't put her in EX. Like I'm not gonna cope that hard. I'm not gonna cope so hard that she should be Exia should be an EX. I think S- is probably a good spot for Exia, because according to what the tier list rules are, I think she's doing her job. She's gonna hit her ceiling to help a general player is giga high, right? And then Pinecone. I know of Pinecone. I don't know what this bitch does. What's this bitch do? You're a shotgun. Okay. You're a shotgun? That is in B+. This is our first 4-star, right? This is our first 4-star. Her module is attacks all enemies within range, deals 160 damage to enemies in the road directly in front of this unit. Improves own SP recovery rate after deployment. Sorry, for 75 seconds after deployment. Skill 1 can store 3 charges. Immediately launch an attack that deals 200 damage. Ignores 250 of target's defense. Skill 2. Attack range decreases. Gains an additional 20% attack each time the skill is used. Interesting. I guess technically this is scaled decently. So at max, this will give you plus 180% damage. No, sorry, 120% damage. But like, there's no way she's this good. I don't feel like this is correct. There's no way she's up in B+. I just don't believe it. Either she's overrated or these units are underrated. Right? I don't see Pinecone as the same tier as everyone here necessarily. You have no clue what this list definition of a general player is? A general player is someone who is... I'm going to use you as an example, Gravity. Sorry. Gravity is like the definition of a general player, I think, that they're going for. Because Gravity is someone who played the game when the game first came out, dropped the game, and then picked the game back up a few months ago, right? Or like a year ago or something like that, right? So he has units dotted here and there, but he doesn't have anything that's like giga broken. So he's someone who's trying to clear the content with what he has, and he has some interest in all game modes, but it's not like he's not focused on the other game modes at the moment, right? Like IS, he wants to clear IS, but he hasn't cleared an IS yet. I don't think you're enjoying RA, right? I don't think most people are enjoying RA. For some reason, a lot of people are now. Maybe, I don't know what happened, but suddenly everyone's trying to play RA now. But yeah, he doesn't even play RA. He'll try out like CC and stuff when it comes out, I think, right? Average is maybe chapter 8 focused. What chapter are you stuck on right now, Gravity? He's stuck on chapter 8. Yup. You fucking hit the nail on the head, Consto. That shit's so funny. You caught him out immediately without even realizing you caught him out. That's so funny. I stopped getting the updates, so you only need to play one time and stop playing forever. Oh, okay, so that's why people are playing it. Got it. But yeah, I think I think that's what they're going for as a quote-unquote general player. It's someone who doesn't have like the most broken units. They have some units here and there, right? Putting them together, they can solve the puzzles this in the stages, right? They might not be able to figure it out like by themselves super well, but someone with their account could be able to, right? Because he was stuck on the last stage of... What's the event that just passed? The Rosemontis one? Vector Breakthrough, right? He couldn't clear the last stage of Vector Breakthrough, so I did a handhold for him, and we actually did clear it. So he has the units to clear content. He just isn't experienced enough to do it himself, right? So the ceiling for his units allows him to clear content, but he just might not be there, like execution wise. I think that's what they're going for as a general player, which is why I think Exia should be rated higher, at least S-, because I think a general player is going to use Exia like crazy if they have her. Like she's going to do a ton of work for your team as a general player who doesn't have every single unit. I do wish they didn't say like anything past C- was a fail, because I think they're consolidating their tier list too much, which is causing them to shove all of these units in the same tier, when I don't think Pinecone is supposed to be on the same tier as probably Cruz. Now that I think about it, you wish tiers were split into, is the unit easy or hard to use? Was the main tier staying on potential strengths? I think I like that. I think that would be a better way to tier the units. Because like, if it's gonna use a lot of like brain power, I hate to say it that way, like, oh, you're Giga Brain, so you can use this unit. It's not really how it works. But like, if it's someone that needs a lot of attention, so you're gonna have to like babysit the unit to like activate them on time and shit like that. That does make it. That does put their ceiling, or not ceiling, but like the ease of use is now like harder, you know? So some people might be discouraged from using that kind of unit just because like, fuck man, I like, why just do your fucking job? Why do I have to fucking keep watching you? Murder would be super hard tier. Pinecone's shotgun, now you're remembering, so her as a 4-star shouldn't be higher as Melanite than a 5-star. Some 5-stars are just giga bad though, so it's just I feel like I've used Cruz, and I think I've used Pinecone once or twice, and I just don't see Pinecone as the same tier as Cruz Alter. Melanite is Garbo, which is why Pinecone should be lower. Pinecone can get a lot of use though, because she ignores defense. I think she has ignore defense, right? Did she not? I thought she did. Her skill 1 ignores defense, and her skill 2 gives her like more and more attack as you use it. So yeah, like she has her uses. I'm not gonna like argue that, but I just don't think she's on the same tier as what we're seeing here. It just doesn't make sense to me. B, putting blue poison in B is crazy. Was the amount of people who fucking glazed the shit out of blue poison at the start of the game? Oh, Meteorite B? As a Meteorite fan, this is okay. As a Meteorite fan, I'm okay with this. Where is Cold Shot? Wait, where the fuck did they put Cold Shot? It's because Meteorite's like not... As a Meteorite fan, She's not that good. She's just not that good. I feel like Blue Poison should at least be B+, but maybe that's just me. Insider. What the fuck is Insider? Marksman. After being deployed for 20 seconds, increases ammo. He's an ammo unit. Oh, no. Increases ammo capacity for this unit by +2. Oh, he's an ammo unit. Increases ammo cap for random Laterano ammo-based skill by 1. That seems bad, but okay. Skill 1. Each attack deals increased attack as physical. Skill activation grants 4 ammo. Skill 2. Skill activation grants 14 ammo. Attack up. Attack interval shortens. Attacks prioritize enemies with long range weapons. Less likely to be targeted by enemies. This kid seems bad. What's his module? This kid seems bad. What is this? What? B? This seems giga bad. Am I crazy? Insider's a more inconvenient version of Cruz without the stun. Yeah, I don't understand. He seems bad. He doesn't do anything. He literally does nothing. I'm shocked he's at B. Really? I feel like he would be doing the bare minimum in existing. Isn't that C-? Yeah, his numbers don't even seem good. If his numbers seem good, but like, maybe he's doing a little more than bare minimum, but bare minimum is fucking C-. So he's got to be at least that, or maybe one higher. This seems crazy, but whatever. Jia Yun, I don't really know what she does. She's also a boomerang type, right? I think. Oh no, she's not. I thought she was a boomerang. Oop. That's my bad. Artillery. She's awesome meteorite. But better. But better, really. I don't think I've read her skills before. Attack speed up, attack up, sure. Stops attacking, throws a chakram. Stops at the target location. Splash area increases. Chakram deals damage as physical to all nearby enemies and causes them to have minus 50% movement speed. It's not bad though. So she throws her chakram and then it just sits there for 15 seconds. This doesn't seem that bad. She's like I don't know. I don't know how to describe her. She's like a weird, like a shotgun in a sense, right? Where she puts down like a slowing field. It feels weird comparing it to shotgun because they're not the same archetype, obviously. And I don't think Jianyun's damage is going to be as high as shotgun's. She's what Shirayuki should have been? Probably, yeah. I think they did Shirayuki 34. Shirayuki, I don't know. She seemed like such a good unit, but she just never did enough. I felt like, you know? I think she, yeah, you know what? I'd put her in B. She just so good, bro. Just max level mod her. Trust? Okay, buddy. Province? Oh, Province's ceiling is super high. You know, she can do more than fucking Shores, Smile. Fucking get off your cope. Sorry, that was unnecessarily fucking hatred. I've just heard that shit so often. That it was uncalled for. I'm sorry. But I've heard that excuse for why Province is good so often. And I'm just like, bro, you're basically telling me just dodge was Helliger. Like, just dodge and he won't die. Like, that's not how that really works, though. You think she's top 5 5-star? The real question is, where was Project Red on this tier list? And guards, smile. I'm kidding. You have never used province? I think that's, I think that's probably okay. But province isn't bad, I would say. I think province is probably good. I would probably say her potential is higher than blue poisons, to be honest. Blue poison's nice, but like province, when you need her to do her job, I think she's gonna do more than blue poison's gonna do. Maybe that's just me though, and this is coming from someone who doesn't use either of them, right? Andriana. Is Andriana good? Prioritize attacking enemy with lowest defense was in range. They said we're not looking at niche. We're not looking at niche. So we can't we can't rate her based off of her being in an Abyssal Hunter squad. Yeah. They said we're not looking at niche. They said it. They made the rules. They put Andriana on B. After saying we're not going to look at niche knights. Oh, advanced niche technique players. Okay, buddy, fucking. Let's see. An average player is going to look at Andriana and either get plus 100% attack speed or plus 120% attack speed. Normal attacks no longer attack enemies below 50%. Attacks slow enemies by 40% for 6 seconds. Yeah, you're not using this bitch if you're a general player. Because you're gonna activate her skill 2, and then she's gonna stop shooting some units. And you're not gonna realize why. Because you're an EN player and you don't read. And you're gonna be like, why the fuck isn't she shooting that unit? So you're gonna stop using her immediately afterwards. Yeah. Yeah, it doesn't sound bad until you're like, oh, she prioritizes low defense. Kill them off, you dipshit. Yeah, she is not supposed to be in B. She's definitely C- or lower if you don't look at Abyssal Hunter. I think. What's her mod? Further away to enemy, the higher damage dealt. Yeah, that shit's not doing nothing for you. Yeah, she's giga bad, bro. Yeah, I don't think she even does the bare minimum. She goes in F. F is the lowest this tier list goes, so. Yeah, this bitch bad. Why the fuck would you put, like, no offense. Maybe offense. Why the fuck would you put Andriana in fucking B tier? They said we're not looking at niche. So why the fuck is she here? She's Arlstead here. I ain't gonna argue it. Meteorite, I think Meteorite probably goes the same tier as Blue Poison. I'm very biased though. I'm not gonna lie. Totter? The fuck does Totter do? Totter. Besieger. I think I ruined Meteorite for someone after. I think it was UK Total, right? Was it Meteorite where I pointed something out about her skin? I was like, this shit look weird, and then it like killed it for you. I don't even remember what I said. But I think I killed it for you. Do you remember what I said? Because I don't. Meteorite. Her wonky arm? Why would I remind you? Because I'm a terrible human being, remember? Oh, sorry. I'm a terrible slime. Was it... I don't think it was the E2. It was the skin, right? It's this, right? Wait, Suki gets an extra wrist? You know what? I don't even want to know. You know what? I'm gonna Remain ignorant on that one. Totter and B tier is crazy, but you're probably Male Knight's poisoned to make an unbiased judgment. All right, let me read what Totter does. Totter. All right, what's this man doing? Besieger can attack invisible enemies. If there are invisible enemies within attack range, gain attack. Okay. Being able to attack invisible enemies is interesting, but the issue is he attacks heaviest enemy first, and I feel like a lot of invisible enemies, such as like the runners, are not that heavy, right? So he's just gonna ignore them. Which defeats the point of being able to attack invisible enemies, right? Is that just me? Is that just me that thinks that? His skills give him multi-target. Oh, okay. Okay. Sorry. I didn't read his skills yet. That's my bad. That's my bad. Okay, skill 1. Next attack targets one more enemy. Deals 120% attack as physical damage. This is 3 SP cost. SP charge by attacking, and it's auto trigger. Okay, this seems okay. I think it's okay. Skill 2. Attack speed up. Attacks target 2 more enemies, so he attacks 3. If only one enemy is hit, deals extra damage. Module. Just more attack whenever attacking invisible enemies. Okay. Okay, you know what? He's okay. Would I put him on the same tier as Jiayun, Blue Poison, Province, Meteorite? Let me think. I think he's probably the same tier as Meteorite. I think I'm okay with him here. I think I'm okay with him here. Would I put him on the same tier as Pinecone? I think probably a little stronger, right? Cruz is a little stronger than Totter. Yeah, I think it's fine that Totter is here. Comparing to the units up here, right? Well, Firewatch I think is overrated. I don't think she's supposed to be here, but maybe that's just me. Caper. I'm sorry, Autumn, but like I don't know. Totter seems okay where he is in my opinion. Maybe it is your bias coming through. I say this as someone who's never read Totter's skills before. He seems fine where he is, I think. I really liked Meteorite for a very long time at the start of the game. Caper, Loop Shooter. Okay. Oh, she's like Naruto. Okay. So she's 4-star Naruto. When attacking, 25% chance to increase the attack to 150%. Skill 1. Increase attack to 230%. Skill 2. Attack up. Each attack fires one more boomerang projectile. Reading it, again, I've never used Caper. Reading it, I feel like she's about as strong as Pinecone. It seems about the same strength as Pinecone. So if we're gonna put Pinecone 1 tier higher, I think Caper follows her, right? Caper could be a tier higher? Yeah. I feel like Caper's potential is probably higher than Blue Poison. It's probably higher than Meteorite, and I like Meteorite. It's definitely higher than Andriana. This bitch is mis-tiered for sure. The real enemy in our tier list makers? True. True. We gotta band together and revolt against the tier list maker. What do we got here? Great Throat, Platinum, Arado, Toddy Fawns, Mei, Shirayuki, Ambriel. Is this correct? I think Mei probably goes on the same tier as fucking Blue Poison. Shirayuki is probably weaker than Caper. So if Caper is supposed to be B, we're going to ignore Andriana because she's definitely in the wrong tier. She's supposed to be F. If Mei is in... If Caper's in B, I think probably weaker than Caper, right? Probably weaker than Caper? You can't with this man? Thanks. Oh, you meant gravity being fucking cringe. Yeah. Platinum. We haven't seen Jessica. Good. Oh, you mean the list. Oh, okay. I thought you meant with him calling a Great Throat, you know. Platinum. I think Platinum's probably on the same tier as Meteorite. But Platinum's not very good, I think. Arado, I have no opinion on. I'm gonna be honest. You feel like most of the tier can just go one up? Probably. We're not looking at IS, but I know Arado has some cheese in IS, right? I think it's IS. Was it 4 or 3? I think it was 4, right? I hear Arado had some Giga Cheese. Oh, was it 3? Okay. I hear she had some Giga Cheese. But we're not ranking them based on IS, apparently. Even, like, whatever. Anyways, racism is bad, so Toddy-chan should be an F, actually. Let me read Arado's skills real quick. Can attack sleeping enemies, ignores defense of sleeping enemies. Next attack deals increased attack as physical damage, inflicts sleep. Skill 2, attack up, attack speed up, prioritize sleeping enemies. Interesting. I think Arado's potential. I don't use sleep, but I do think sleep is pretty good. I think for a general player, if they figured out how to use sleep well, sleep would be really good. Her skill 1, I literally just read her skill 1. Her skill 1 is put people to sleep. Her skill 1 is SP cost 9. And puts someone to sleep for 5 seconds. Yeah, it's pretty good uptime because SP cost is 9 and it sleeps for 5 seconds. So by the time they wake up, you need 4 more SP. And if you have any form of battery, it's just going to reduce that. Right? This seems good. I think Arado should probably be at least 1 tier higher, if not 2. Because Arado seems really good. As someone who doesn't use sleep, I think for a general player, if they made use of sleep, but I do think most general players will not make use of sleep. Right? I think most general players would not make use of the mechanic. But I think if they figured out the mechanic and wanted to make use of it, I think you could get really good use out of it, right? Potential's good. Arado, Black Knight, and Iris, along with Snurl or Blemishine. Yeah, Blemishine. Blemishine is a Neural, by the way. She's one of the Neural siblings. Or not siblings, but family. Whatever. But I do think Arado seems pretty good. Things are getting sleep resistance, I guess, but still, I don't know. I think sleep's pretty good. I think it's pretty good. Maybe it's me overvaluing sleep as someone who doesn't even play Sleep Nights. Toddy Fawns. I think at least 1 tier higher, though, for Arado. Toddy Fawns. We hate Sarkaz. Smile. Skill 1. Immediately marks enemy unit. Prioritize heaviest Sarkaz enemies, making them easy to be targeted by allies. Inflicting defense minus 30%. Each attack deals 180% damage. Attack as physical. Skill 2. Slightly increased attack interval. Fire dragon arrows that deal 240% attack as physical damage. The arrows explode after a short delay when hitting an enemy, dealing an additional 80% as physical damage to target and nearby enemies. You get 10 arrows, and it ends when you use all your arrows. Seems decently strong, right? Yeah, whenever you're using her against a Sarkaz, I think this is strong. But she's probably fine where she is. Because for general usage against non-Sarkaz, I don't know if you're gonna get usage. I think you're gonna bring someone else, right? But she seems okay. She seems okay. I think I'm okay with her placement. Mei. I think Mei is probably 1 tier higher. I'd put Mei in the same tier as Blue Poison. Shirayuki. I cannot justify putting Shirayuki in the same tier as Jia-Yun, I think. So Shirayuki, if Jia-Yun is supposed to be B, Shirayuki should maybe even 1 tier lower, I'm gonna be honest. Is she C+? Let me read Shirayuki's abilities again real quick. It's been a while since I've read Shirayuki, but I don't think she's a bad unit. It's just she definitely isn't what she used to be, right? You think Shirayuki can go up 1 higher? Really? You'd put her in the same tier as Jia-Yun? Range +2 tiles. Throw spinning shuriken. Target movement reduced by 35% for a short time, dealing 80% arts per second. I don't know. She's meteor tier, but not Jia-Yun tier. I think, as much as I like meteorite, that's probably. Wait, I just realized, where's meteor? Meteor is pretty good. Her ceiling's like, meteor herself might not be very strong, but the fact that she reduces defense means she helps the entire team out, right? I just realized, where the fuck is meteor? Yeah, meteor ceiling is like giga high. Where the fuck's meteor? Yo, this tier list is fucking whack. This tier list is whack as fuck. What? Meteor should at least be B+, I think. Because even though Cruz is probably like gonna do way more, Meteor, the potential that Meteor can bring is like really good. What the fuck is Meteor? This seems, I just realized we haven't seen Meteor. And that's just insane to me. Ambryo, I think, is overrated. But everyone tells me she's good. I think this bitch overrated. She gets global range. Yeah, but like, so? So what if she gets a global range? She's overrated but better than Toddyfons? Probably. Ambryo below... Yeah, Ambryo should... Like, no one should be above... Oh, sorry. Andriana should be above no one. She should be the lowest tier unit there is. Yeah, a general player would definitely use Ambryo more than Andriana. You're not wrong on that, Autumn. Meteor's probably lower because she suffers from common recruit tag syndrome. But the issue with that idea, though, Frigid, is we're looking at their ceiling, apparently, right? Global range hit the most dangerous enemies, slugs. Oh, we haven't seen Seiza. I like to shit on Seiza, but Seiza's not a bad unit, I think. I like to shit on that man, don't get me wrong. Fuck that guy. But he's not that bad. Yeah, I don't know where I'd put Ambryo. But I think putting on the same tier as Platinum's probably fine. I do think Arado is in the wrong tier. Great Throat. Wait, we didn't even talk about Great Throat, did we? I think I just passed over Great Throat. Great Throat. Could probably go on the same tier as the ones above, right? I feel like a lot of... Basically, this entire tier could be shifted. Constance said that earlier. And I think you're right. Basically, almost everyone here can go up, I think. Shirayuki is the only one I'm maybe on, but... Actually, wait, Ambryo also. But most of these can go up. Ambryo, I think, is just overrated, though. Like, what the fuck are you using? What? Her global range is not that good. Who cares? Melanite, Cold Shot, Vermeil, Meteor. Meteor gets puts in C+. That's kind of crazy to be honest. Meteorite ceiling is definitely higher than C+. That can't be right. Nah, bro, that can't be right. Yeah, that's crazy. Vermeil, I think, could probably go up one tier. I'd put her on the same tier as May, I feel like. But maybe that's just me. You think Cold Shot should be an A+ or S-? As someone who has not read her abilities, let me read her abilities. She's a hunter. She's one of the ammo types, right? I think the ammo type archetype is pretty cool. She's Baby Ray. Okay, yeah. I think the ammo archetype is kind of neat, but I haven't used them, so I don't actually know, like, in execution how good they feel, right? Because, like, maybe, like, you run out of ammo and you're just like, fuck this unit. I don't know. One of her infrastructure skills is called $1 Million Smile. What? Sorry. Skill 1, attack up by 100%. So skill 1's basically doing... I shouldn't say nothing, because technically more attack is more attack, but like it's not actually doing anything, right? It's just stats. Skill 2, increase reload interval. Increase reload interval? So you reload slower? Is that what that means? Attack up slows target for 1 second. They're like physical version of charge casters, but they don't spend all their ammo in one attack. So they're easier to use. Oh, okay. So that's not bad, I think. That's not bad. And then her module gives her 1 additional ammo whenever she reloads when empty. Okay. Interesting. I don't have enough knowledge to give like a solid opinion on her. But just reading, she doesn't seem bad. She doesn't seem bad. I don't know where I would place her. Because I don't have a frame of reference because I haven't used her, right? But she's probably stronger than Vermeil. And if I'm willing to move Vermeil up 1 tier, she probably goes up at least 1 tier. Right? As someone who, like I said, I just don't have a frame of reference. I just don't have a frame of reference. Because I don't use Rays, so I don't... I haven't used Ray, I haven't used Cold Shot. So, like, the archetype is kind of unknown to me in a sense. Melanite. Isn't this bitch like Giga bad? Isn't this bitch like Giga bad? Meteor is definitely better than Melanite. There's no way you're making use of this. Huh? There's no way you're making use of this. Executor tier? We haven't even seen Executor. We haven't even seen Executor. Oh, God. Yeah, her second skill just shoots a shot in a line. But, like, Ifrit just does that. But obviously, we're not... That's a caster, you know? It's a different class, but... I don't know. This doesn't seem very good. Since Melanite showed up 11 times on your pulls for Mumu, you try using her. She's very niche. I see. Cold Shot's definitely better than Melanite. Yeah, Melanite's not good. Melanite is not good. C+ is crazy. I think she's not even doing the bare minimum. I don't think she's even C-. Because C- is what they said is bare minimum. The unit is not failing. You're not actively hurting your team by bringing them. That's what C- is. And I think you are actively hurting your team by bringing her. So she's probably F tier. Because I don't think there's... I think that's the only tier under C-, right? This entire tier is just wrong, I think. Oh, but this unit's ceiling. Why is she higher than Jessica and Cruz? The fact that we haven't seen Jessica and Cruz is a sin. And the fact that Cruz is lower than Jessica is kind of weird. Jessica's probably technically better than Cruz, but I would put them on the same tier. Sesa, Luna Cub, Jessica. Sesa, Luna Cub, Jessica. Sesa's okay. Oh, Cruz is 3 stars. She doesn't get ranked. You're right. I forgot 3 stars are on here. I do think Jessica goes at least with Vermeil, and I think Vermeil goes at least with May. They're basically all on the same tier, in my opinion. So this is kind of crazy. Sesa, I think his skill 2 is pretty neat. I do remember watching someone where the enemies were walking too fast and the grenades couldn't hit them because the grenades shoot where the enemy is and then detonate after of it. So it was giga funny watching Sesa just completely incapable of hitting units. But I do think Sesa's not a bad unit. And then Luna Cub. Yeah, Luna Cub gets her invisibility. Which I will say I think stealth is a little overrated. But it does let her get away with some shit, you know? It does let her get away with some shenanigans. Which would raise their ceiling. Because you can make some mistakes, right? Skill 2 is gain attack speed, gain camo. Defeating enemy grants the skills duration. More camo. Interesting. C tier feels kind of random. It feels like the ranking gets more random the lower we get on this list. Yeah. I feel like they just didn't know where to place units after they placed 6 stars. And then they refused to place they just refused to place 6 stars lower than B, it feels like. Did they place 6 stars lower than B on the previous tiers? No. Like Unex is okay, I guess, from what I hear, but like really? Like Lessing? Who the fuck uses Lessing, bro? No one. Vigil? Vigil's crazy. B tier. No offense. Who the fuck's using Vigil? I say as I know Frigid uses Vigil, but don't get me started, bro. Like some 6 stars are just bad, man. Right? Some 6 stars are bad. Like sometimes a 5 star is just better than a 6 star. Fucking put the 6 star where they're supposed to be. Put them in their place. You'll be using Lessing when you get the German team going? This guy. Does Marcel fit in the German team? Because the dub? Because I think the Marcel dub is really good. He needs his own low ranking tier and you adore him. I'm glad the Male Knights, the Male Knights player is saying, yeah, he's pretty bad. That's fucking funny. That's fucking funny. I know how much it must hurt to say things like that. Like Chen, dude, I want to cope so hard that Chen is still good, but she's not. Like, guard Chen, right? Executor, Alista, Acid Drop, and C-. This is the just before failing tier, right? This is a bare minimum tier. I don't know if Executor is even bare minimum. Same with Alista. I need to look up Acid Drop. What does this bitch do? Acid Drop. You are a heavy shooter. You're a 4-star heavy shooter? I'm willing to put you in C- without reading your abilities. I'm gonna be honest. K-Total said, what the fuck? I don't think Chalkon has fallen off though. I don't think that's cope. Shotgun's still usable. I do think Shotgun was not in the correct tier, right? I do think Shotgun should be at least 1 tier lower. But I don't think Shotgun's fallen off yet. Her damage is super competent. Bro, if I'm not going to use Province, I'm not going to use Acid Drop. Yeah, but like, I'm just not going to use either. I would bring Cruise over either, I feel like. How is Alistar not F? That's a great question. So what's an F tier? No one is an F tier? This is... huh? Are you sure? Are you absolutely sure no one here is an F tier? Just not a single unit? Not a single fucking unit here is an F tier? Are you absolutely sure? Not a single unit? I don't know, man. I don't know. I don't know. Seems gotta go. Seems gotta go. Oh my god, it's already 1. We've only gone through the snipers. How? It's already 1. We'll do at least one more class. We'll do at least one more class. We're gonna go into the casters. Nah, I think Nymph is giga funny. Nymph goes at least 1 tier higher. Nymph can break certain things, right? I think Nymph is probably not as strong as Logos, but Nymph definitely goes in EX because she can just break mechanics. You don't know why they arbitrarily decided C- is the bare minimum when having D tier would give them more breathing room? I agree. You know what I also think is ridiculous, Nymph? Sorry, I am Nymph. Autumn, you know what else is ridiculous? Just leaving empty tiers. Leaving a unit, leaving an entire tier empty is so stupid. Why the fuck is there just an empty tier here, dog? Aya fell off. Aya's not as good as she used to be, but I don't think she's fallen off. I think she still has to be at least S tier. Not S-, S tier. Because Aya still does her job super fucking well, in my opinion. Logos obviously is giga broken, though. I don't think I can argue that Aya's on the same tier as Logos. I do think Nymph is probably stronger than Aya because Nymph just breaks... She just breaks fucking shit, right? I think not putting Nymph in the EX is like giga cope. Because, like, you saw me abuse Nymph in Vector Breakthrough, right? Like, oh no, I don't know if you can clear this content, but if you borrow Nymph, you sure as fuck can. Because you just stun lock the boss, basically. Fear lock, whatever you want to call it. The boss just gets stuck. So you just ignore the boss. I think Nymph... Yeah, the fact that Nymph can just do shit like that puts her in EX, in my opinion. Because that raises her ceiling. If she couldn't do that, I'd be like, okay, you know, she's maybe not as strong as Logos. But like... Logos can just straight up kill people. Nymph can fucking break mechanics. Nymph is definitely supposed to be in the EX, I think. And then in the next tier, Aya's here, Golden Glow's here. I think this is fine. I think putting them 1 lower than wherever Nymph is probably fine. I think it's probably correct. Because I don't think Aya is as strong as Nymph. But Aya, don't get me wrong, Aya does her job really well, I think. Aya's one of the few units that still hold up, right? From the beginning of the game. Like Saria. Saria holds up. I think this was a sin. Putting Saria in S- is an absolute fucking sin. Saria is literally fucking S tier, like, or S+ tier, right below fucking Shu. Because Shu honestly is the best. S- here is just as bad. Oh god. Okay, Golden Glow. I would say Golden Glow is probably around the same power as Aya. Golden Glow's global range with their skill 3 is super nice, right? But like if you just need to Giga Burst, Aya's gonna do that better, I think. But I do like Golden Glow a lot. This is slightly biased though. Alright, I'm scared to see the S- after what you've just said there, K-Total. Only Lin and Kyobe? Nah, bro. Kyobe's ceiling's giga high. Kyobe's only getting better as the game goes on, right? Because they just give more fucking... Like, they just give more defense to every unit, or enemy unit that comes out. Kyobe's ceiling is only going higher and higher. Yeah, Kyobe's literally S plus or EX. This is so... What? Kyobe's literally, like, almost future... Like, giga future-proof, right? Unless they, like, do something super stupid. I don't know what they would have to do. Kyobe is basically, like, safe. She can't ever truly fall off, because you can always make use of her. You would put Kyobe 1 tier lower? I think you're wrong on that. I think that's just wrong, Consto. 200 resistance enemies? It's okay. Just make Kyobe do physical damage, because she can do that too. Kyobe can just do physical damage instead. Who cares? You thought I forgot about that, right? Oh, you meant Kyobe below Aya? Yeah, that's crazy. As much as I like Aya, Kyobe's ceiling's probably higher than Aya, right? Was the game scaling? Do I have any special occasions coming up? Well, I intend on being alive, which is pretty special. I don't think so. What is it? It's fucking April? Nah, I don't have anything coming up until probably my birthday, right? I don't really celebrate anything, is the issue. Welcome. I am a male who does not celebrate shit. I'm not religious, so I don't celebrate those. You know, I just don't. Bro does not eat out for Easter lunch. You know, I didn't know, but my workplace is giving us Easter off. And I was like, what? I was like, why am I not on the schedule? And they were like, oh, we have that day off. I was like, oh. So I was like, oh, okay. Just free day off, I guess. I guess that's why I'm not on the schedule. That makes so much more sense now. I literally didn't even know Easter was coming. That's how little I pay attention to holidays. Three rain days. Am I gonna... I don't know if I'm... Do you want me to stream on Sunday? Like, in the afternoon? I wasn't intending on it. I might have just hung out on Discord, but I'll think about it. Lin? I think Lin is probably on the same tier as Aya. I'm gonna be honest. I like Lin a lot. I think Lin's pretty strong, right? You're eating Easter lunch? I don't know what I'm gonna do for Easter. Cry at home. Yeah, I think Lin's probably the same tier as Aya, right? They're about this. They're probably about the same strengths. Kyobe being fucking under Aya's probably wrong. Kyobe probably goes up here. And I think Nymph is definitely EX again. Lin's ceiling is higher because she tanks too well. The tanking is kind of good, yeah. Yeah, I think a lot of units just go... Like, a lot of 6-star casters are just good, right? And they're just about the same tier as each other. Like, Kyobe just... Like, only... Oh, what the hell? Thanks for the 10 gifted subs, Fridge. What the hell? What was that about? That scared the shit out of me. Thanks for the 10 gifted, man. I appreciate it. You have a good night. Oh my god, it is late as hell. Why are you still awake? Wait, I just realized this is a fucking random Tuesday. Why are you awake? Poggies, congrats on the gifted sub, man. Oh my god, tier 3 hype train. You can use this emote everywhere again. The good old fucking, you know, very lovely emote. Where you just show your support for people. I love that emote, bro. It's so goofy. I'm gonna wait for alerts to stop before we continue the tier list though. Yeah, I think a lot of 6-star casters are just good, right? Lynn's ceiling might be higher than Naya, but I'd be fine putting them on the same tier, I think. Kaoba is definitely higher than Naya because Kaoba is just scaling. She's just scaling higher and higher the more like they give the defense to enemies. So like not putting her higher than Naya is crazy to me. Because like even against regular mobs, like she's still really good, right? She's gonna clear all that shit. I don't know, man. This is wrong. This is wrong. And moderately offensive. It's 6:15. I see ya. Have a good night, Constance. Thanks for stopping by. Alright. Ifrit Passenger. I think Ifrit is giga overrated. I have felt this since the beginning of the game. Where people were like, oh, even if Ifrit's only hitting one tile, she's doing her job and she's super good. No, the fuck she's not. I do think Ifrit can be good. But like, I do think people giga overvalued her at the start of the game. Yeah, one tile Ifrit is fucking Kopesh shit. I think you need at least 2 tile Ifrit, man. But her peak is very high. I'm not gonna say she should be an A tier. She should definitely be somewhere in S. At least S minus. Because I don't know if I'd put her in the same tier as Aya. But her peak probably does hit the same tier as Aya. But I can't put her in the same tier as Kaobe. And Kaobe is an S minus, apparently. So like if looking at Kaobe, maybe this is right. But Kaobe is not supposed to be here. Neither is Lin, in my opinion, but Passenger, you know, I feel like they just wanted to spread out the 6 stars. Here's what actually happened with this tier list. They looked at all the 6 stars, rated the 6 stars on where they think each 6 star is supposed to be, and then made the tier list, putting every other unit below the 6 stars. Or same or lower than 6 stars. The lowest 6 star. Which I think is stupid. Because, like, what? Like, a lot of these 6, for the casters anyways, a lot of the 6 stars are just the same tier, I think. They just hit the same tier. Like, Logos clearly, you know, breaks the mold. Nymph breaks the mold. Kaobe is definitely better than Naya. What's up, Caffeinated Engineer? Welcome, welcome. Yeah, Frigid just went to bed, but yeah, congrats on getting the gifted sub, man. The good old pet emote. The head pats. One of my favorite emotes I got, I'm gonna be honest. I thought about not getting it, and I was like, ooh, no, I kind of really like it. So I ended up getting it. But yeah, Ifrit probably goes tier higher. Passenger, I'm not sure. No, his potential is higher than A+, I think. He probably goes at least 1 tier higher. I would be okay with putting him in the same tier as Ifrit and S minus. But Ifrit probably goes in the same tier as Aya. Does Passenger go in the same tier as Aya? Probably. Passenger's also pretty good. I don't use him a lot, but I do think he's pretty strong. I just feel like they wanted to separate the 6 stars. Instead of saying all the 6 stars are in the same tier. They just really wanted to separate the 6 stars as much as possible. Which made the tier list kind of scuffed. Poggies, level 3 hype train. I got a danger dance emote. What the fuck is this? What the fuck is this? Yeah, there's no reason to separate all these 6 stars like this. They just are the same. Sometimes it's just the same tier, right? It's just the same tier. Mostima, Ebenos, Marcel. I think Marcel is probably under Aya. So S-. I don't think Marcel's as strong as Aya. But I haven't messed with her skill 3. Maybe her skill 3 is good. Maybe I'm wrong. But you would have to undeploy her, right? Because we're not thinking of synergies and such. So she can't get mana back. So if you're not using skill 2, you have to undeploy her. Or you just use her for like one specific moment. Yeah. She's super easy to use. I do think her ceiling is lower than Aya, which is why I would put her at S- if Aya is an S though, right? And yeah, Ebenos and Mostima have really high ceilings. I think for general usage, you might not get that good usage out of them. But like their ceiling's really good. When you need the slow from Mostima, she's fucking gonna do it, right? And then Ebenholz, like if you set up properly, you can just one-shot some motherfuckers. Like obviously, like, oh, we're not thinking of synergies, but like that's their ceiling, right? That's his ceiling. His one job is to fucking nuke someone. So if you look at that, if you're trying to nuke someone, you're probably going to have a team that can help out, or maybe not the entire team, but like some units that can help out with that. So like his ceiling is super high. I think this entire tier is just wrong. A tier is just completely wrong. They genuinely just wanted to separate the 6 stars, I think, instead of just properly ranking them on the same tier. Carnelian and Whole Hayat. I'm gonna be honest, 2 units I've never used. I don't own Whole Hayat. But let me read Carnelian. Normally does not attack. Greatly increase defense, resist when skill is active, attacks deal with AoE arts. So, oh yeah, obviously she's a phalanx. Restores 40% max HP when skill is activated, so she heals herself, which is neat. Effect is double when charged, so she heals up to 80% of her HP. Improves own SP recovery rate when SP is above the limit. Skill 1, charge effect. Okay. Skill 2, attack interval reduces. Every attack inflicts slow. Charged effect, attack up. And instead of slowing, binds. Ooh, bind. Bind is pretty interesting. Skill 3, attack range expands. Attack gradually increases. Charged effect. Every attack increases damage taken by the target from Carnelian. Stacks up to 5 times. Wait, that's giga good, right? This seems really good, right? I've never used Carnelian. I don't think I've seen much use of Carnelian, but her potential is really high. She can mark enemies and make them take 100% more damage from her. So this is super strong. She should not be an A-. Her ceiling is really high. I didn't realize, because I don't think I've ever read her skill. But like her ceiling is super fucking high. She's good. Why the fuck is she so low? Her first module is meh. It's just more healing, right? Her second module, damage increases with a number of enemies in the area, max 15%. And then your SP regen rate is increased. Okay. Yeah, she seems really good. She batteries herself. She increases her the damage enemies take by 100%, which is different from. It's kind of the same, but it's different from increasing your own attack by 100%, right? It's not the same, right? It's enemies take increased damage. Yeah, she just, I don't know. A- is not right. A- is not right. She's definitely supposed to be higher. I don't know where I would tier her. I would at least tier her one tier below Aya, I think, just reading that. Because I think a lot of these units just go in S tier anyways. But I think she goes at least one tier lower. Maybe the same as Aya. I do think Lyn is probably better than her, but I just haven't used her, so I could be like giga wrong about that. Let's check out Hol Hayak. Another unit I don't think I own. She's one of the few units I'm missing, I think. She's a core caster. I remember people not being very impressed by her when she came out, though, right? Holy is so bad. Arguably F tier? There's no way she's F tier. She's doing at least the bare minimum, right? So skill 3, attack range expands, attack interval increases, attacks change to whirlwinds, traveling forward, dealing damage proportional to the distance traveled. Whirlwinds hit the closest target and levitate them. That doesn't seem very... So she's a bunch of levitating. I think just stat-wise, she can't be F tier. She's at least going to do the bare minimum, right? Stat-wise. I don't think she's very good. I think out of the 6 stars we've seen so far, she's definitely the worst one. And this is where I would argue some 6 stars should be lower than 5 stars. Because I do think she's at least doing the bare minimum, but there are probably 5 stars with higher potential than her. I don't think she's gonna be doing the bare minimum. Just from raw stats. She's at least gonna fucking clear mobs. Dusk. I think Dusk is probably better than Hol Hayak. Really? No way. Dusk is definitely better than Hol Hayak. That's gotta be wrong. Okay, Arcasia. Okay, buddy. But yeah, Dusk is definitely better. I don't use Dusk often, but I have been putting her in the party more for the Shu, like, the Sui sibling stuff. But she's definitely better than Hol Hayak. As someone who's used Dusk, right? I don't know if I would put her in the same tier as Aya. I think I would put her at least 2 tiers lower. What is this? What's up, Apip? We're looking at what was Game Press's Arknights tier list. Dusk is weird because her ceiling is 100% niche. I think even with her being niche, she can do her job decently well. I don't think she's a very good unit though, which is why I said I would put her at probably at most 2 tiers lower than Aya. But I just don't see Dusk being worse than Hol Hayak. Yeah, AoE cast is kind of a weird archetype, to be honest. Like they did Marceau pretty well, I think. But they kind of had to, I think, for a collab unit. They had to make her at least somewhat good in order for people to, like, you know, pull her. Rock. Let me check Rock. How you doing, Apip? Rock. Mecha Cord Caster. So you get the drone. Oh yeah. Rock seems pretty good. I would place her pretty highly. I would probably put her over Whole Hayak. Sorry, Whole Hayak, but I would definitely put Rock over Whole Hayak. I think I would place her higher than B+. Especially if Whole Hayak is somehow getting an A-. They definitely just rated all to 6 stars and then put the tier list for everyone else starts on the lowest 6 star, which is stupid. That's just stupid. Like, bro, come on. Amiya in B. I think that is maybe I am overvaluing true damage. And I think Amiya is somewhat of a bad unit. But I think putting Amiya in B is kind of crazy. Because I think just being able to do true damage immediately gives you some points. Yeah, it's not great. I'm not, like I said, I'm aware. But I think true damage is true damage. And even if it isn't great, there are scenarios where you're going to need it, right? Like, remember when Patriot first came out? Like, and people were just like, ah, yes, Amiya, because she can do true damage. Because I don't have enough damage to do otherwise. I think that is the general player, right? I think that fits the definition of a general player. Amiya should definitely be probably at least A. Maybe A+, I think. This tier list made by someone who doesn't use lower rarities. I don't use lower rarities, and this is clearly not right. I don't really use lower rarities, right? Lazy, I've heard very good things about Lazy. I don't know if they're true, but sure. I think Whole Hayak is overrated on this tier list. Sorry, I keep going back to that, but I think Whole Hayak's pretty bad. Leonhardt. Let's see, Leonhardt. He's a splash caster. Splash casters are kind of bad in my opinion, but range expands, immediately deals arch damage to all enemies within range, reduces their resistance. Ooh, reduce resistance. Okay. That gives some value. I think reducing resistance is good. Again, where's Hayes? But you think he's overrated. Skills aren't bad, but like remember, we're in B tier right now, okay, total. We are in B tier. Is he so bad he shouldn't be in B tier right now? I think Click's okay as like a 4-star, right? Click's pretty decent. I don't think Click is doing more than bare minimum for sure, but I don't know if Click reaches B tier, to be honest. Does Click? No, Click's okay. The stun's okay. Damage is decent. Yeah, Click's okay. Not enough DPS or debuff his... Yeah. Him being an AoE caster is his biggest downside, I think. I think AoE casters just kind of get shafted because their price is just too high. What's up, Wirt? This is Arknights. Welcome to the stream. I'm not playing Arknights right now. This is actually a tier list that we're reviewing that I do not agree with one bit. But Arknights is a waifu tower defense gacha. I guess it's an anime tower defense gacha. There are guys in the game, so I shouldn't say waifu necessarily. There are guys. It's just the girls tend to be better. Smile. But yeah, I think Leonhardt's biggest sin is just being an AoE caster. AoE casters are just so fucking expensive, bro. Yes. So there are 6 stars, 5 stars, 4 stars. You're right on the money. You're right on the money. This tier list is not rating the 3, 2, or 1 stars. There is a character called Logos. He's all the way at the very top of the tier list here for casters, actually. Kajero, is she good? I think she's okay. Would I put her in the same tier as Click? Because Click is, or Amiya. I don't think Amiya should be this low. This is crazy putting Amiya in B. I think, maybe, again, I could be overvaluing true damage, but like this is giga fucking weird putting her in B. Because I think her ceiling just goes up just for doing true damage. Another Mecha Cord caster. Drone locks onto the enemy until enemy is defeated or until skill is over, then returns to the operator. Drone +1, attack up. Release drones to attack enemies and grant self and drone a chance to inflict cold. She seems okay. I would put her in the same tier as Click. Actually, maybe one higher than Click. I'm gonna ignore that Amiya's down here because I think Amiya's mistiered. Amiya's supposed to be way higher. Beeswax. Beeswax is also another, what's it called, right? Phalanx. Is Beeswax good? Here, skill 1 is just damage. Yeah, there is Myrtle. Myrtle's super good. So you at least know of the game. You at least know of the game for it, right? Because clearly you know some units here and there. Even if you don't play. Let's see, skill 2. Kajira's worse than Click because you have to deal cold twice before she freezes, but she's still strong. Yeah. Even then, I don't know if I'd put her lower than Click. Like, sure, Click gets the stun, but like, you still get at least the slow, right? You get the slow and maybe you get the freeze. And then if you bring more units who have cold, it helps out, right? Obviously, like, I don't think the tier list is looking at synergies, but still, I'm going to look at synergies, I think. Because I think if you're going to try and make use of her, you're gonna try and make use of cold. Beeswax. I don't know if Beeswax is good. She seems interesting. She seems interesting. She is hot. I'll give her that. But I don't know if she's good. I'd be comfortable. Let me think. I'd be comfortable putting Beeswax in the same tier as Whole Hayak. To be honest. Carnelian's in the wrong tier again. But the Whole Hayak is Whole Hayak's bad. Actually, yeah, you're right. Whole Hayak's worse. Yeah, Whole Hayak's worse. Yeah, I'd be okay putting most of these units higher than Whole Hayak. Actually, all of them. Yeah, Whole Hayak's pretty bad. Leonard's even better because he can give the resistance reduction. And I value that pretty highly. I could be wrong for that, but I value it pretty highly. I think debuffing the enemy makes the entire team benefits from it, right? Or maybe not resistance, because your unit needs to arts. And like a lot of things deal physical, but like you're not, if you're gonna bring resistance reduction, you're not gonna bring them alone, right? That's just stupid to think that. But so like I just feel like Leonard gets fucked just from being an AoE caster. Feels bad, man. Indigo I think is okay. I don't think she's great, but I'm comfortable putting her probably in the same tier as Click. God, I literally have like no opinion about any of these, I'm gonna be honest. Because I don't think I've used any of them ever. No, I've used Shantala recently, but that's only because I built them because Frigid redeemed it. How good is Ling? I think Ling is overrated as fuck, but she is strong. Absence is really strong? Really? Yeah, I can't properly like say anything about any of these units. So I'm not going to try and tier them, personally. But I do think all of these units are probably better than Whole Hayat. I think Whole Hayat probably goes in C-. I know you're saying Whole Hayat goes in F, but I think Whole Hayat is probably C-. Also, where the fuck is Haze? Like, this might be me overvaluing debuffs, but where the fuck is Haze? Haze is C+. I think Haze is definitely higher than this. Haze is definitely higher than Whole Hayat. Haze is definitely higher than Whole Hayat. Yeah, 100%. Whole Hayat's just so bad, I think. Minimalist's not bad. Pudding and Haze are great. I think Pudding's okay. I don't know much about Delphine or Iris, personally. Minimalist is decent. I think I've seen him used a few times. He's not terrible either. You don't like Delphine or Iris? I think Haze being this low is crazy though. She's definitely better than C+. C. Gitano's pretty bad, but she's pretty bad. Anyways, I don't know shit about Lava or Diamante. The lower the rarity we get, the less I know about units, because I just don't use them as often. Skyfire is like Gigabad, right? Skyfire can go in the same tier as Holayak, I think. Warmy is like not very good, but she's like elemental damage, isn't it? Yeah, she's not. It's not very high, but Warmy does do elemental damage. And I think elemental damage is valuable. Yeah. I don't think Warmy does it very well, but Warmy, I mean, it's just the fact that she can do it raises her ceiling. Yeah, you just need Ritualists. Wizardel is literally one of the best units in the game. Are you just Googling good units, Wirt? Because I feel like you've only been naming good units, even though you apparently don't know the game. You value Skyfire and Gitano higher? Sort of? Okay. Skyfire is Gigabad. I think Skyfire might not even be C-. Does she even need a bare minimum? I don't know. Maybe at least bare minimum. Okay, you know what? Maybe C-. Greyy, yeah, Greyy is actually really good. I've never used him, but Greyy is not bad. And I think putting Greyy in C-. Wait, this is C-. We're looking at C-. Wait, this is the end of the tier list. Oh, hold up. There might be an F tier. We have to look, right? But like, Greyy and Warmy are not fucking C-, right? Tomimi is not that great, I think. Tomimi is not C- though, right? Tomimi is definitely better than Whole Hayat. Yeah, I don't know about all this. I don't know. Yeah, Nightmare's pretty bad. Nightmare's pretty bad. I don't think Nightmare's F tier though. I think Nightmare's at least C-. She's doing the bare minimum. Weedy, I think, is overrated as fuck. Nightmare's ceiling's really high. Yeah, I think if you combine her with other units, she can do really well, right? She does have anti-synergy, but she does have true damage in her kit, technically, right? Technically, she has true damage. It's true damage, right? Let me double check. I'm pretty sure it's true damage. And again, I value true damage pretty high. Aroma and Carvestein belong here? I probably agree with that. They're pretty fucking bad. Let me double check. Yeah, she does true damage. I think Nightmare just being able, like, obviously not very well unless she's combined with someone, but Nightmare being able to do true damage and being able to increase that does increase her value. I mean, if you're just looking up good units, you know you're just naming units that are good though. That's the issue, is googling good units. You need to find bad units, and then you need to act like you don't know anything about the game, and then act like you think the unit's really good. I'm new to the game. I just pulled let me think. I just pulled Alsta, and I think he's the best unit in the game. He's really helping my team out right now. That's what you gotta do, man. If you don't know shit about a game, that's how you gotta go about it. You can't Google good units and then ask if this unit is good. You gotta Google bad units and then try and convince the streamer that the unit is good, even though you know nothing about the game. Oh no, I've been playing the game since the beginning. I'm very much not a new player. Yeah, you caught a gifted sub from Frigid. Smile, congrats on the gifted sub, man. What's up, Alex? Oh, we've just gone through the tier list for snipers and casters, though. We'll probably pick this back up again some other time. It's getting a little late for me, sadly. But yeah, Wirt, if you wanna be a new player and like ask questions to streamer about the game, you gotta do it in a way where you bait the shit out of them and like make them. You gotta trigger them. You gotta show up and be like. You gotta be like, what is this, right? Look, he's coming in my chat, Googling OP units and asking me if this really strong unit that they Googled is strong. That's not the right way to do it. That's not the right way to do it. You gotta go in the chat and just say stupid shit. Aka's not so good because he attacks friendly units. Some people like him for that. But technically, yo, Caffeinated Engineer, thanks for the follow. But yeah, technically, Ak is good because he attacks his friendly units, but he also buffs them. So if you set him up right, he actually does help. So like, that's still too good. You gotta be like, you gotta show up and you gotta be like, oh, we were just talking about it, right? You gotta show up. You gotta say, I put whole Hayok, and I think she's really strong. She's OP. Smile. Best unit in game. Hey, yo, Crow, we're about to end. Anyone suspicious why you're just naming units? Because you're probably on an alt, or you're just Googling shit. And if you're a new player, I would believe you would show up and just name random units that you may have pulled or seen. But yeah, go into chats and say you think Whole Hayak is the best unit ever, and then trigger the shit out of the streamer. And if they agree with you, tell them they're stupid. Bad advice from Rainy VTube. I got you, bro. I got you. You just woke up. It's okay, Crow. You can check the VOD. It's okay. Check the VOD. We went through snipers and casters today. We still have a lot more to go through. Carnelian is a substitute Lynn. I guess in a sense she is. Not a very good substitute, but... I think this entire tier list for casters is like actually for all of them, but like casters is extremely fucked up because I think most of the 6 stars are just S tier. Because casters are just typically, sorry, a lot of the 6-star casters are just good, right? Not all of them clearly, but a lot of them they're just good and they're just on the same tier. I genuinely think they just wanted to separate the 6 stars as much as possible. And then the actual tier list starts for the rest of the units on the last 6-star, which is stupid. Where's Lazy? Lazy is... Where did they put Lazy? They put Lazy way too low. B. Prioritizing high rarities is so stupid anyways. Yeah. There's bad high rarities also, right? Like, we can see there's bad at high rarities, right? I think the caster tier list so far, out of all the classes we've seen, I think the caster has been the worst. What's the worst 6-star? The absolute worst 6-star in the game? Let me think. Wisdow's OP, so he just doesn't like Wisdow. Ignore him. The worst 6-star in the game. I haven't given this a lot of thought, but Palace is pretty bad, right? I think Palace is pretty fucking bad. Vigil? Oh, yeah. Vigil's probably one of the worst. Honestly. I'm going through the list of 6 stars right now. That's why it's taking me a moment to, like, name more. Vigil's pretty bad. Whole Hayak's pretty bad. Yeah, those are what I would say, I think. Palace, Vigil, Whole Hayak is pretty bad, I think. Palace is good. It's fucking S-Cope. Vigil bad, and it's funny to call him bad. And that's why you small your teams. You're asking me a question about Vigil like I know anything about that man. Let me read his skill 3. I don't know what the fuck this man does. He's just bad. Gradually generates 12 DP over the skill duration. Attacks, causes attacks hit 3 times. When Vigil or Wolfpack deal damage to a unit blocked by the Wolfpack, they deal additional 50% of its attack as arts. Now that's pretty bad. Now that's bad. Shining's also pretty bad. I don't know if I agree with that. Maybe like I think you do disagree with me, but I think he's I don't think Shining's that bad. Obviously, our usage is like lowering at the moment, but I think there's situations where someone's gonna need it. You're telling me use Palace? I'll see she's decent, bro. If I brought her on my team, I wouldn't deploy her. Shining's not bad, but there's very little reason to use her. I think there was, I mean, when the game was newer, there was definitely a reason, right? When your roster wasn't so filled out, if you had her, like she could help you keep units alive. I do think she's fallen off, but I don't think I would call her like one of the worst 6 stars in the game. I wouldn't even call her the worst medic in the game, especially when you look at like Ceylon. I think Ceylon's giga bad. Ceylon's talent's fucking trolling. It doesn't even work on all fucking water tiles. It doesn't even work on all water tiles. It's very specific water tiles. Can Vigil with module beat Jesselson? I think almost anyone could beat Jesselson though, right? Shining's not bad. The 5-star medic gives more utility and cheaper to build. In your opinion? I think that's fair. But I think for a newer player, like, if you need the fucking defense, it's gonna fucking help out a lot, right? Ceylon's neat because of a range. Yeah, but, like, you could fucking get that range for free. On, like, fucking, like, Honeyberry, right? you could just get that range for free, also, with using red certs. Alright, we're done looking at this tier list for now, though. It's getting late. So we've gone through Vanguard, Guard, Defender, Snipers, and Casters. And I don't think we've agreed with the placement of, like, anything except the very top of the tier list. Right? And even then, Defenders was a sin. Saria's definitely S+. This was an absolute fucking sin. It's offensive to not put Saria in S+. Is Shu good? I don't know. She's in the X tier. You tell me. In terms of appearance, I think she looks pretty good. Yeah, she's pretty hot. Like, why is there empty tiers? Empty tiers is the most stupid thing you could do in a tier list. Especially when you're making the tiers based off a fucking class. Would I take Shu as a waifu? I already have a waifu. It's Chen. It's actually Chen, so the spot's taken. Chen's not that good anymore, but like I can at least cope with shotgun. Shu's the ultimate guardian defender. I agree, Shu is the best defender at the moment, right? But like to say Saria isn't at least one tier lower than her, when Saria's from the beginning of the game and still is fucking meta relevant, that's offensive. This tier list is just absolute stupidity. To not fucking say that shit, right? Reed sweep? Let me check where Reed is again. What was Reed again? Yeah, that's pretty dog shit unit, man. I'm kidding. Shiva Saria. Shu is definitely like stronger than Saria, I think, right? But like Saria's right below Shu. And to imply that Saria's like not right below Shu is offensive. Alright, we're gonna call it here though. I'm gonna out of my own volition open one Pokemon pack. Check out Silent Alter. We'll check out Silent Alter when we get to Silent Alter. We haven't gotten to that class yet, right? I'm gonna out of my own volition to open one Journey Together pack. I'm addicted to packs. I love packs. You thought I wouldn't go? I wouldn't go there? You thought I wasn't mental? I am. I'm deranged. We have Torchic, Lilligant, Graveler, Dunsparce, Ens Klinkling, Hops Anaconda, Copper Ens PP is what? Sorry, Remoraid, Hops Double. I actually do need this for the Hops deck, right? Fire Energy! That's a good card. I'll take that. Who are the two girls? The blue hair? Oh, fucking these two? This is Leaflet and Asari. They're VTubers. Your PP is also what? Oh, and then Seismic Redeem Cracker Pack. Okay, we'll open one more and then we're gonna end the stream. It's 2 a.m. right now, so I need to go eat and sleep. Smile. Tomorrow at 11:30 p.m. Eastern, we're gonna be playing Arknights again. I am going to be playing the EX stages because they will be out, right? You watch them quite a bit on YouTube? I used to, but I don't really like React content in general. So I stopped watching as much as I used to. I'm very critical of React content though. Which is why I typically don't do React content. Rockruff, Caterpie, Magmar, Hops Wooloo, gonna need that. Put that aside too. I want to make the Hops deck. Alolan Marowak. I don't think I've pulled a Zacian though. Hops Zacian, which is gonna make it real hard to make that fucking deck. Weezing, Virizion, Postwick. This is also part of the deck. Ooh, Lycan. Oh, this is a pretty Lycanroc. Oh shit. Spikeclad. Okay. We got a full art Lycanroc, Magmortar, and a basic Steel. We like quite a bit of React content, but it's in specific things. I think that's fair. I don't think there's nothing wrong with liking React content, because I think React content is very easy to digest. It's a very digestible type of content. But I do think a lot of React content goes too close to being content theft. Yeah, I mean, it was pretty obvious you need a game, right? I think it was pretty obvious though, don't worry. But yeah, I do think a lot of React content is just a little too close to just straight up being content theft, and I'm pretty critical of that. So while I do like Leaflet and support Leaflet, I just don't like some of the content that she's started to pivot to, which, you know, that's her prerogative. She can do what she wants. It's her content. I'm not a hater because of it, but, you know, I just don't like certain content. It just is what it is, right? Alrighty. That's that for now, though. What a fantastic tier list, right, y'all? I think on a scale of A to C minus, this tier list probably gets an F. Oh my god, a bean. You son of a bitch. You said if I didn't eat, I get a bean. I ate, you bitch. I fucking ate. Safe bean? Nah, no safe bean. This is pomegranate or old bandage. You've never seen a tier list that upset everyone before? S tier? The thing is, I have. Autumn, I have. Way back in the day. Oh my god, it's old bandage. Way back in the day. Oh, it's so bad. Oh god, I can't even fucking talk. I don't remember the website, but there was a tier list made by someone that clearly knew nothing about Arknights. Like, even less than this tier list. And I straight up emailed them. And I was like, this shit wrong. And they changed their tier list, but still, it wasn't Game Press. Because the tier list we're looking at now is the Game Press tier list. It wasn't Game Pressed. I literally emailed this person of someone about the tier list, saying how I disagreed with it. And they changed their tier list, but didn't change everything I said. They still went with some stuff that I guess they thought was correct. Yeah, you remember, Crow. I K-Total remembers. It was bad. It was bad though. I do respect that they at least, you know, acknowledge that they may have been wrong and they did change some parts of the tier list, but they just, yeah, the fucking, how to farm LMD. Ah, yes. Do you need LMD? You should either do, you should do CE, because that'll give you LMD. Do your missions, Smile, that gives you LMD. That's how you can farm LMD. And then my last piece of advice, to farm LMD. Oh, they changed what this looks like. What the fuck? They changed this. What the fuck? But yeah, you want to farm LMD? You see, just pay $10 every week and you can get 80,000 LMD per week. It's so worth. Like, how is that a guide? How is your guide like buy packs? Are you fucking griefing? Are you fucking griefing right now? How is that a guide? Jesus. Hold up. Let me. Sorry, I got distracted. Let me think. Am I gonna buy this? I'm gonna buy this. I think I'm gonna buy this. I have 7 days. Let me think on it. I'm the fuck Papucar. I'm gonna think on it. The odds of me buying this is very high. I'm just gonna say that though. But yeah, Autumn, I've seen some very bad fucking advice back in the day. Who remembers Bee Hunter good? Build Bee Hunter. She's gonna be great for your account. I remember. That's not very nice to Popcar. She did nothing wrong. That's wrong. She did do something wrong. You know what she did? She bricked my AoE guard tags. She stopped me from getting a stealth for free. What's wrong with Bee Hunter? You loved having her? Okay. The issue with Bee Hunter isn't the fact that she exists. The issue with Bee Hunter is someone who knew nothing about the game, gave advice telling people that they should build Bee Hunter because it was going to be very good for their account and that Bee Hunter's super strong. And she wasn't. this was when the game was new, right? And so this person who knew nothing about the game giving terrible advice
Again.
was a
Done lot
huge
of work
audience.
already, so I'll
So
let you
all
have
these
10
people
minutes.
built Bee Hunter and then immediately realized this was a fucking waste of materials. That's my beef with Bee Hunter. Do I remember the stage I cleared was E1 Noir Corn? Sure. Yeah. I guess. Bee Hunter all is so okay, buddy. Okay, buddy. So okay, so it's not that the four-star guards are bad. I'm not saying 4-star guard bad. Okay, like obviously like there's a lot of high rarity guards. So like guards are just a very fucking, you know, contested slot. But like obviously I don't build a lot of my 4-stars, but like I don't know, man. The advice of build Bee Hunter because okay, sorry. The advice was build Bee Hunter. She's gonna be strong against high defense enemies. That was the fucking advice. That was the advice. Yeah, that was the advice given by one of the largest Arknights content creators back in the day. So people built Bee Hunter for their not necessarily boss killing, but like to help defeat high armor enemies. And that is literally one of the worst. That's literally one of the worst advice you could give for that situation. That is such giga bad advice. Thank God that fucker's out of the community. Am I a hater? I don't hate him, but I'm a hater. I don't wish the worst upon anyone. Not truly. I might say it like as like a joke, you know, I wish the worst upon you, but like I don't give a shit about anyone. Like what they got going on does not affect me. They straight up lied to the player base face because Bee Hunter is weak to high guard enemy. Exactly. Yeah. They said in the same breath they're saying Bee Hunter is bad against Bee Hunter is good against high armor enemies. In the same breath they were saying Exia is bad against high armor enemies. Exia does more damage against high armor enemies than fucking Bee Hunter. What are you fucking on about? So you know, I have thoughts.
Done a lot of work already. So
I have
I'll
thoughts.
let you have 10 minutes.
I don't think I know about this one, Autumn. I do remember a buddy of mine building Executor now, and they were like, "Damn, that's pretty." I regret everything. They built Executor, did M3, S skill 1 M3, because they thought he was gonna be good, and then they were like, "Wow, this is bad. I'm gonna M3 skill 2, and then he'll be good." And then it was still bad, and they were like, "Fuck." Funniest shit I've ever heard. Bro really tried and said, "I regret everything." It was Genji. It was Genji. Poor Genji. Poor Genji. He just wanted to use Executor. And instead he got garbage. Good times, man. Good times. Advice on not buying Blaze skin if you already have one, just because it's static. Yeah, but like it still looks good. Like who cares if it's static? It still looks good. Look, man, I might not be a whale, but I am a dolphin, right? I can spend some prime suboptimally. I think I'm allowed. All right, who are we gonna raid today? You know, it's Bad when you said YouTuber regretted building executor. There more skins from CN coming soon? I'm sure there is, but it's okay. I'm okay with not making smart financial decisions. I can live with this. You actually also completely M6 Executor, but instead that led you to pursuing Male Knights player masochism instead. Damn, Male Knights, you hate yourself. Autumn, have you seen a therapist? I think you genuinely might have some self-hatred. Bro, I play gacha games. I can't be making smart financial decisions. You said you spend too little money to be a whale and too much to be a dolphin. You're more like a shark to a friend. To the other day. Oh, you said you're more of a shark? I feel like as long as you're at least getting the monthly plus a little extra, you're probably a dolphin. Visual was fun to play with. I promise, man. Look, I didn't ask you how you thought playing with Visual in scenarios outside of Arknights is, okay? Like you can write your Visual fan fiction, but like that's separate from Arknights. Oh, I've definitely spent a lot more than that work. I used to be a whale, so back in the day. Tier list? Oh, yeah, and you just missed it. We're actually just about to end. If you go back in the VOD though, there is a, you know, Game Press. The team that used to do the Game Press, like update Arknights, the Game Press Arknights page. Game Press has officially said they're no longer going to bring back the Arknights stuff. So the team that was making the tier list has made a separate document that they are updating now. So we were going through that tier list, and I would like to say it is flawless, of course. It's fantastic. I do have it in the description. You're on the YouTube side, yeah. I do have it linked in the description if you'd like to take a look at it. We haven't looked at it all. So far, we've only looked at vanguards, guards, defenders, snipers, and casters. So we still need to look at medic, supporter, and specialists. But the tier list is not that good. Oh, God. You could never bring yourself to spend enough to be considered a whale. I think that's a good thing, though. Honestly, I probably should not have whaled, but at the time, I was okay with whaling. Monthly card is like the only thing worth because buying Origin was too expensive, and even monthly cards feels like spend. Yeah, I do wish there was a little more with the monthly card, but I can't complain. But yeah, just straight up buying Originum, I think feels pretty bad. I think the only way I can justify buying like just straight up Originum is one, the double is still available, and two, I do make content for the game, so I can justify like spending and then just using it as a tax write-off. Smile.
Sleep again. Done a lot of work already, so I'll let you have 10 minutes.
Your execute is M3. Ooh, you almost bricked your account. Tax write-off, no way. That's right. All right. Monthly is neat because it allows you to keep capping sanity and be as fucked for it. Keck. Do not, no CN, story spoilers before you get too far on the trolling here. No CN story spoilers. Yeah, I've seen your account, Ralix. Can you have 10 minutes with Chen? No. That's my 10 minutes. Alright. Let's go raid. Who am I going to raid today? I think we might go raid Eha. Looks like they're going for ending 3 in IS. /raid. I know I said I'd do the lore readings, I don't know if I want to do the lore readings. I might just read it on my own time. You know, maybe I'll do a lore summary for the event rather than the entire lore reading. Wait, no. Let's go with some good rainy IAS. If you're not a sub, you can use the 100 channel points to rainy IA emote. Slime time. Join Discord if you haven't. It's not when I go live. Check me out on YouTube. Smile. If you're on YouTube, thanks for supporting me over there. I appreciate y'all. If you're not a sub, you can use 100 channel points to rainy IA emote though, or you can sub. Have a good night, everyone. I'll see you all tomorrow for the EX stages. Super excited to do them. Super hot. Don't die though, everyone. If you are, you know, you should give me all your stuff before you do it though. Smile.
Asleep again.
Just absolutely
Done a lot of work
deranged.
already, so
That's such a deranged thing. I really shouldn't do that as my outros. I'm gonna be honest.